All right, so everyone's heard the phrase, to be or not to be.
Right. Oh, yeah. It's one of those,
But
like,
honest,
super famous lines.
how many of us have actually sat down
Yeah.
and, like, really wrestled with what it means?
Right. Yeah.
Like, what's Hamlet even talking about?
I was from Hamlet.
Yeah, Shakespeare's Hamlet.
Shakespeare.
So that's what we're doing today.
That's our deep
We're
dive.
diving deep into to be or not to be.
This famous soliloquy.
We're going to unpack it piece by piece.
Yeah, we'll give you...
So you can, like,
What do you
dominate those classroom discussions.
Yeah, you'll be able to, like, really impress
Your teacher.
your teacher.
All right, so to kick things off,
Yeah.
why don't I actually read the speech?
Okay.
Just let the words kind of wash over you.
Yeah.
See what jumps out at you.
All right.
To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the flings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them, to die to sleep. No more, and by a sleep to say we end. The heartache and the thousand natural shocks, that flesh is heir to 'tis a consummation. Devoutly to be wished, to die to sleep perchance to dream, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death what dreams may come. When we've shuffled off this mortal coil, let's give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time? The oppressor's wrong, the proud man's contumely. The pangs of disprised love, the law's delay. The insolence of office and the spurns that patient merit of the unworthy takes. When he himself might his quietus make, with a bare bodkin who would fardels bear, to grunt and sweat under a weary life, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourn no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have, than fly to others that we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought, and enterprises of great pith and moment. With this regard their currents turn awry, and lose the name of action.
Wow. Okay.
Right.
That was a lot.
So much there.
It's a lot to take in.
Okay, so let's break it down.
Okay.
For someone who, like,
Yeah.
maybe reading Shakespeare
Who's, like, in high school?
for the first time.
Yeah.
What's the T?
That's the gist.
It's like the TLDR.
Okay, so basically,
Infographic.
Hamlet's having a really, really bad day.
Oh, okay.
Like, his world is falling apart.
In what way?
Well, his dad's just died. Okay.
Right.
His uncle has taken over the throne.
That's bad.
Things are messed up. And Hamlet is basically wondering,
Yeah.
is it nobler to just suffer
Okay.
through all this pain, you know, all these,
Okay.
like, terrible things?
Yeah.
Or should he fight back, even if it means risking his own life?
So it's like, is it better to live with the pain?
Yeah,
Or to, like, risk it all
Yeah.
for something better?
exactly.
Okay, and then
And that's the central question.
he starts talking about death, right?
He does, yeah.
As, like, sleep.
Yeah, it's almost like she makes death sound kind of appealing. It's
Yeah.
like, you know, like a nice sleep, a release from all the bad stuff.
Yeah, and he uses that phrase, consummation devoutly to be wished.
Yes.
Like, it sounds almost like a good thing.
Right, it's almost like he's longing for it a little bit.
Right, but then he
Right.
hesitates, right?
Yeah.
He says,
There's that famous line.
there's the rub.
Yeah.
What's he talking about there?
So the rub is the fear of the unknown.
Okay.
Hamlet doesn't actually know what happens after death.
Okay.
Right. Nobody does.
Right.
He even calls it the undiscovered country from whose bourn no traveler returns. It's like this big, scary mystery.
Yeah.
What if it's even worse than life?
That's terrifying.
Right. That's the fear.
Okay, so we've got this, like,
Yeah.
pain of life on one side,
Yeah.
mystery of death on the other.
Exactly. He's caught in the middle.
And then he goes on this whole rant
He does.
about all the bad stuff in
He
life.
wants to solve these horrible things.
The whips and scorns.
Yep.
Oppression, heartbreak,
Unrequited love.
bad bosses even.
Oh, yeah. The insolence of office.
It's like he's read my diary,
It's timeless, you know?
and he asks this question.
He does.
Who would bear all this
Right.
if death is maybe an option?
Why do we put up with it all?
Okay, then comes this line
Okay.
that always trips me up.
Yeah.
Thus, conscience does make cowards of us all.
What do you think that means?
I don't know, is he saying,
Mhm.
like, it's cowardly to be afraid of death?
That's one way to read it.
Or is it, like, something more?
Yeah, some people think he's actually talking about overthinking.
Okay.
You know how sometimes you can think yourself into a corner
Oh, yeah.
and you end up doing nothing?
Right?
Like that pale cast of thought that he mentions?
Okay.
It can paralyze us.
So maybe it's not just about being afraid to die.
Right.
It's about being afraid to act.
Exactly.
Because we're stuck in our heads.
Yeah, we overthink everything.
Okay, so if I'm like in high school
Yeah.
and I want to sound super smart,
Yeah.
what are the key takeaways?
All right, so first, this speech is dealing with some really big questions.
Okay.
The nature of suffering, how we feel about death, the power of our own thoughts.
But it's not just like philosophical mumbo-jumbo.
No,
right?
this is stuff we all deal with.
Yeah.
The pressure to succeed, fear of making the wrong choices, wanting to escape.
Hamlet is like speaking for all of us.
In a way, yeah.
Wow, this is making me rethink my whole life.
That's the power of Shakespeare.
Any parting words of wisdom?
Well, I think the most important thing is that there are no easy answers here.
Yeah.
Hamlet doesn't give us a solution.
Right.
He leaves us with questions.
Right.
And I think that's the point.
So like, what does to be or not to be mean to you?
Exactly.
How does it connect to your own life?
That's what you need to figure out.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've gone deep
Deep dive.
into to be or not to be. We've unpacked the meaning,
The themes.
given you some food for thought.
Hopefully.
Now it's your turn. Go out there and find your own meaning.
Exactly.
Happy debating, everyone.
Have fun with it.